Recently, I've got injured, and injury for me is a really challenging time because I'm someone who loves exercise. And one thing I've learned in life is how do I deal with these times in the wisest way possible so I can get on top of the injury quickly, so I can look after my mental health, and how I can get back to my life that I like as quickly as possible. So if you're struggling with injuries, or when you are injured, you struggle with injuries, make sure you watch this video. If you enjoy my pieces and you want to bring exercise into your life, you need to check out my book, I Will Make You Passionate About Exercise. This book is designed to be a step-by-step journey that teaches you the right lessons and experiences to guide bringing exercise into your life, not just for a moment, but where you get to the place where you have a long-term love of exercise. So you get fitter, you get healthier, you have great stress releases, and you feel amazing about yourself. This book has been hugely successful, getting into the top 10 in the world for health and fitness books. So if it's time for you to bring health and fitness into your life, go to Passion About Exercise, click on the link, go through the process, and you can be starting your journey of finding your love for exercise really soon. So last week I was teaching a strength development class at the gym. I was doing a step back lunge, and as I was stepping back, unfortunately I stepped on a weight and I slipped and I've hurt my back. And I've hurt my back in a way which is a little bit concerning. It could be a longer injury that's going to take a bit more time to come through. And this is interesting for a moment for someone like me, because I love exercise. And I love intense exercise. Like, that's my happy place in my life. Like, it's my buzz in my day. Like, I fundamentally think that humans need a buzz. And unfortunately for a lot of people, the buzz that they get comes from things like alcohol or tobacco or things like this. Whereas luckily for me, my buzz is exercise. And I've learned how to manage that in my life over the long term. But as I look to this next moment, as I've got to work through this injury, I can no longer get my buzz in the way that I like it. And this can be a big problem, because often this can lead to a place where I make unwise decisions, where my mental health may struggle, where there may be a cost to this time. And so while I'm working through this injury, I might do a series of videos, but today I want to share one of my key thinkings that makes me successful in times like this. And the key thinking is how do I minimize the damage of this time? And let's just look at weight as a way to look at this. So for example, I'm someone who's never really has to think about my weight. I've stayed the same weight within, well, I don't actually even weigh myself. I can't remember, it's probably been 5 years since I weighed myself, but my weight always stays the same. I know how to manage it. I eat healthy, I eat similar foods each day. I've got a good exercise routine that I stick to. So I've got a lot of trust in my ability to maintain my weight. But in the next period of time, I'm not going to be exercising how I regularly exercise. I will be doing way less exercise, and I won't be doing the level of intensity in the exercise that I'm doing. So as I look to this next period of time, if I maintain the current volume of food that I'm eating, there's a chance that I'll put on weight. Like, it might be that, let's say it takes 3 months for me to overcome this injury. Well, if that's the case, if I just maintain my diet without the exercise, there's a chance that there's a cost to this time. So let's say in 3 months from now, I wake up and I put somewhere between 5 to 10 kgs on. Now, the problem with this is that the other side of that, then I've got a journey to lose that weight on the other side. And so what I've got to think about right now is, if I'm trying to minimize the damage of this time, I need to have an assessment of what I'm doing with my nutrition as I work through this injury. So for example, one thing I've started doing is just reducing a little bit in each meal. So for example, my breakfast each day, I tend to have 2 bits of toast with tomato on and hummus, a little bit of peanut butter, a protein shake, and a few fish oil tablets. That's my breakfast. So right now what I'm doing is I've reduced my bits of toast down to 1 bit of toast, and everything has to stay the same. So in each meal, I'm just taking a little bit off to manage the volume of food I'm putting into my body. Now, why is this important? Well, if I can manage that really wisely as I work through this journey, when my back is in a better place, my weight will be the same. So the journey back to the version I like of myself, or that fitness I like of myself, will be quicker and easier for me to achieve. And I think it's a really important thing to think about when we're dealing with injury time. Like, first of all, is how do I minimize the damage that I could do through this time, which would make it harder when I come back to the version of myself that I can be. Another quick example is my fitness. My fitness will drop over the next period of time. Of course it will. I can't exercise how I like to exercise. but how do I keep it less of a drop as possible? So it means that I'm still going to try to move as much as I possibly can in the safest way possible, because I still want to get my injury correct as I'm moving down this journey. And that's another thing to think about with this is when we think about the safest way back with the minimal damage, it's also about making sure I give my body the chance to get recovered. Unfortunately for a lot of people, when they come to injury time, is they just make lots of poor decisions, and decisions that make the injury be prolonged, but also when they get back from the injury, the journey back to the version of themselves they like is a harder journey for them. So if you're in this place where you're injured right now, or in periods of injury in your life, if it comes at a damage on the other side, maybe one thing you want to do when you get injured is to assess, how do I make sure I minimize my damage so when I'm on top of this, it's easy for me to get back? Right now, nutrition is one area I'm focusing on. I'm also focusing on my fitness. I'm also focusing on my mental health. But if I can look after all of these areas really well through this time, I'll make wiser decisions around my path back. I'll get to the other side in a much healthier way, and I can get back to that version of myself in the best way possible. If you enjoy my videos and you're not exercising, or you know somebody in your life who really struggles with exercise, I've got to recommend my new book, I Will Make You Passionate About Exercise. The purpose of this book is to take those who struggle with exercise from where they are to cementing the foundation that creates a lifetime love of exercise. It has all the steps, it has a plan, it has a journey that you go through that safely and wisely guides you to bringing exercise in your life in the most successful way possible. To get the book, go to www.passionaboutexercise.com. It will be the best thing you can do for your health and fitness. Get the book right now and you'll be seeing massive change in your health and fitness in a very short period of time.